where does this 50%, 50,000% or whatever APY comes from? So we start by sending the terminology of bonding to the trash. So we completely trash it, and we call it as a very simple OTC purchase from the treasury of the DAO, of the Wonderland DAO, at a discount. So this discount changes over time based on the price of the asset on chain, and it goes autonomously. So there is always a maximum amount purchasable per address. You can imagine it like almost as a whitelisting. So people can't buy all of the time that is available. And every time they do buy it, basically the DAO has a profit. And this profit gets distributed to the people that stake time into memories in the protocol. So the more the asset goes up, the more the discount gets generated. So people buy more time from the treasury and distributes at the same time more time to the stakers, because the system wants the stakers basically to sell a little bit and tank a little bit the price, right? So the action should balance out with the APY. Now, what is happening on the other hand is that Avalanche community has been outstanding, and the fact that, as we discussed before, Maxi, about time being a bullish Avalanche asset, it's almost like investing in AVAX, is because our treasury is so much connected, and the price action is so connected to AVAX that is really a bullish kind of indicator for the whole ecosystem.
But we're going to put together.
How does this differentiate?
Look, Danny, you're a friend.
So, as I mentioned before, the reason why we built and forked Olympus DAO into Avalanche was, first of all, to create a use case for magic internet money in the Avalanche chain, because we were very bullish on the ecosystem. And second was to be very experimental and see how much we could push the boundaries on the Olympus DAO model into spreading it around to more users and make it way more accessible for anyone to participate. Of course, what I'm very interested on is how does this type of economical incentive play out when there is an additional layer on top of the protocol. And that's where the RPG comes in, and the playing and the gaming, etc., etc. And I'm very excited because I, for example, talked with, I started talking with Super Farm, for example, about potentially collaborating on building more than one game on top of the economics of time and Memo, and created this system in which enforces guilds and the groups of people to be together in compliance with the staking all together to earn points, to have access to certain games, NFTs, items, and so on. And it can really become the currency, the base currency of an ecosystem of games, not even just one game, but multiple games that are built on top of these economics. And the treasury can fund all these end wars and really create this outstanding ecosystem on top of a blockchain that really allows to be able to do on-chain gaming, which is Avalanche, because it's fast, it's reliable, it's cheap, right? So this is the vision. Additionally, we have deployed wrapped Memo on Phantom, so we are expanding this ecosystem towards other chains, still benefiting mainly Avalanche, because all the bonding and all the assets that are taken in are from Avalanche. So it's very, very, very interesting how everything kind of ties up to my multi-chain vision, in which we can, one of the reasons why we moved also to Phantom was to create a new product. Some people told me about like, oh, but you copy from Olympus, but I didn't. You don't need to really just access, just that wrap the memo, because the user experience is not the same into gamification. So I wanted to have something completely new that is something that has never been done. So a lottery that is on a complete different chain than the main chain where all the bonding happens and everything, that allows anyone with just buying like $5 worth. That is what I really like. Like I said many times that I'm a people Maxi. Why they can't do that? Why? Without losing any money. That is what I like. Like on Pancake, you lose your money when you buy the ticket. I don't want anybody to lose. I want everybody to win. And I don't understand all this rivalry.
Agree with you there. There's room for everybody to win. And I just want you to Claire described it. I thought, I'm buying $5. I'm going to put a little bit in. If I don't win, I don't win, I lose. But really, there's no lose there other than missing out on the smaller rebase you would have had otherwise. That's
well, theoretically, you would say that the rebase it's a loss, but this is something for small fish. Like I want to, and this is something that is requiring a little bit more time to implement. But I want to enable people with very small amounts to still have a chance through some sort of whitelisting. So we have talked about a little bit of alpha here, but we have discussed about like the future of Frog Nation, right? And the idea of having like a digital identity. And I have started working on digital identity in 2016, and this was part of my more open projects into like the exploration of completely trustless systems and more tools to empower people. For example, I had the project Onda, in which I had to meet Nick Szabo from trying to see ways to connect nodes via radio, so you could transfer bitcoins with high frequency radio or low frequency radio, depending, without internet connection. And one of the ideas is, how do we make sure that one single entity has a digital identity online that can't be faked, and at the same time it's trustless and it can't be cheated. So this is very important into the exploration on how to empower people, because we see, for example, the Sibyl attack that happened to Ribbon Finance. And it could have looked like a lot of people were participating, and that would have been correct if it happened like that. Instead, somebody, a VC, of course, tried to game the airdrop, and the same is going to happen over and over. And how do I create a lottery that allows anyone as an individual to have the same chance, no matter how much money they put into the lottery? And try to keep exploring the systems. And each individual piece that gets developed by our team has always a larger vision into the ecosystem.
It's beautiful, and it aligns with the people Maxi, which to me I think would be probably my biggest takeaway today, as far as terminology and vision go. Is let's get out of the trenches, let's get rid of this tribalism. And I think a lot of people in crypto do that, but there's still too much of it, in my opinion. And it sounds like you're on the track to sort of dispel some of that.
Yeah, I think we are the first projects, and this is really my bigger mission. Is we are one of the first projects that include in our community so many other communities, from Terra Luna to Solana to Phantom to Avalanche, Arbitrum, Ethereum Maxis, like it's fantastic, which is how it should be. Like, for advancing this industry, we need to start advancing our public relations. Like, if we all together, like when I write like together we are one, is what really matters to create the super cycle. Like, if we are going to make a super cycle real, is because we all have the same goals, and that goal must be advancing human technology.
Yeah, and that really sticks to the multi-chain future, which is something we've talked extensively about on the Hero Labs channel. The idea that in the end, this may all just, each chain may have something to contribute. Ethereum, with the security, Avalanche with the speed, the low cost, and you could probably say speed and low cost for pretty much all the new L1s. Because if you're not coming in with speed and new cost, what are you doing? How do you see sort of the synergy between Abracadabra, Time, ICE? Do you have broader plans, perhaps something on the roadmap in the future? Anything you want to leak here today, share with everybody?
Yeah, so I was getting to this before we disconnected the first time, then about ICE, because we had some requests about how does ICE play out in the grand vision. And I think that ICE is the most underrated and most important component on the longer term for Magic Internet Money, because I was explaining how other stable coins gain traction. And I was getting to the point that USDC right now is the best currency in stable coin on DeFi for executing US dollar ETH trades. That means that it has the highest liquidity and the lowest slippage on any decentralized exchange. And as you can imagine, that is really important for traders of all kinds, because you want your Ethereum to be quoted when you purchase or you sell at the best price possible at execution, right? And you as a trader, you would agree with me, right? So how does the Popsicle Finance play exactly into this vision, and how does Abracadabra extends the power of Popsicle Finance to really realize this multi-chain and the power of Magic Internet Money? So by allowing the cheapest leverage on concentrated liquidity on Uniswap V3, we can ensure, by taking, for example, the Popsicle LP for Uniswap V3 Ethereum Magic Internet Money as collateral into Abracadabra, we can extend the depth in the very specific ticks, because that's how V3 works. Is like an order book, right? Like, everybody tries to make it very complex, but in reality it's an order book with scaling orders on the side and on the others, and you decide the scaling order at which your liquidity gets concentrated. So in a way, we can reach more depth by concentrating the liquidity that is actively managed by Popsicle Finance into the same ticks, or even tighter, to quote always the best price for trading Ethereum on all chains.
And then the net result of that is not only do traders and users get that best price, but the LP providers end up with optimized returns on their fees, and
they get the most
everybody
volume.
wins.
Yes.
Yeah.
So
all of that performance fee gets rolled into the N-ICE rebuy, essentially, or the ICE rebuy and distributed. That's really the model, right?
Yes,
That's
exactly.
Beautiful.
And it shares also those profits with Abracadabra spell stakers, because in exchange for that additional leverage and that additional depth into these ticks, then you receive a reward in interest rate, right? So it really expands, and it's unbeatable, because you cannot access USDC or USDT at the same price in which we can make MIM available. You see? So there is
with that model, the depth will be incredible.
There is no way in which they can compete on that specific case. And then if you extend this into not just the V3 specific, but you extend it to the other product that we have, that is Popsicle Finance Sorbetto Limone, then the component of Fragola, that is the V3 manager, is just a component of the bigger picture in which the Ethereum MIM liquidity gets distributed to any AMMs. So Trident, Sushi, Dodo, Balancer, PancakeSwap, even cross-chain, because MIM is a cross-chain native asset. Start to think about that, right? So and it has 0 fee to move all across. So we can move this money through smart contracts operating the chain by chain in a trustless way because of the setup that we have done, and we can move this liquidity across all markets and create the most depth of all markets across all chains to be trading against magic internet money. And we do the same work that USDT has done for centralized exchanges for decentralized exchanges. That is the bullish case. That is why magic internet money becomes adopted, because it has more utility than just leverage on farms. It has more utility than just borrowing with the yield-bearing asset. The yield-bearing asset is the first, I would say, like the kickstart of getting people on board to say, "Oh, this is cool. This is capital efficient. This makes me make more money." But then this expands into we want to reach the $30 billion issuance. We want to reach the $60 billion issuance, right? Like you wanna see it bigger. You want to see all these chains to have 10 times the market cap that they have today. And you want to have an asset that is capable of being distributed trustlessly across all these chains and allow all these beautiful communities to trade on their chain their favorite assets against a stable coin that allows them to move across any market that they want and allow market makers to move across all these markets with bots and stuff, automate all of this and play in the field and quote always the best pricing all across, right?
Bro, you're giving me goosebumps over here, and a little part of me dies inside knowing that it's not captured on our initial YouTube interview and discussion, but it's almost suitable that degree of alpha and really the broader vision of the whole thing that you just captured in that 2-minute soundbite is available only to people who showed up to Twitter. So thank you for that, and that really is why I've been talking about ICE and Spell nonstop for the last 3 weeks. But I haven't been able to quite articulate it, so I really appreciate that breakdown. What do you think, Maxi? Did you want to get any requests in here, some questions up on stage, or Danny, did I cut you off there? Did you have anything else you wanted to add?
I'm happy to take any questions, no problem. I think it's great. We have thousands of people here, 1,250. I've never seen any crypto Twitter space like this, right? Like,
grab a drink, man. Yeah, Friday night. What better place to be?
Guys, I am going to open the floor to questioning for just a brief moment. You know, Danny's been very gracious with his time. He's been here for a long time, you know, talking about Frog Nation and all of his projects. Before I invite you up here, I just want to remind everyone, please be respectful. Please be respectful of Danny's time and everyone else's time. And there will be a zero tolerance policy for any kind of trolls or anything like that. So if that is your intention and you are invited to speak, I will be removing you promptly. But I will be accepting the first round of speakers now, and I would anticipate that, you know, we'll open this floor for questioning for, you know, maybe 10 minutes, and then we'll let Danny go enjoy his day off.
So, yeah, quote unquote day off. Let's keep them short and sweet, guys, and well said.
Yeah. So I'm adding speakers now. If you would like to speak, please send a request. I can only add so many speakers at once. So once you have asked your question, I will be disconnecting you. And I've added several speakers. You guys.
Hello. All right. Yeah, Decrypt. Go ahead.
Great.
Hey, thanks for allowing me this chance to speak. The protocol. And I saw discussion today about the OHM liquidity being owned by the protocol and how it gave the exit liquidity needed for the big whales to sell and to avoid a Titan-esque kind of crash. I'm just curious, with time, do you have similar protocol-owned liquidity or other protections in place if there were to be a large whale selling event?
Yeah, it's the same. We own 90+% of all the liquidity. The difference is that as we do not farm the rewards like Olympus does on sushi, as we do not do that, then there is also liquidity provided by users that are waiting for bonding. So we actually capture a higher amount of liquidity in the market.
Yes, Thank you very much.
Welcome, sir. Thank you.
Great first question. Pixel Bro, you got a question for the man?
Yes. Hello from me. I have a question about SpiritSwap. What do you think is the future of this platform?
Yeah, I do not develop a SpiritSwap, but supposedly, and I will give you the alpha now, is going to launch margin trading in the interface through Abracadabra. So, stoked.
Oh, nice.
Bullish.
Hey, Danny. Thank you guys for having me on. Great call. I just had a question. What's your plan for the RPG? What's your vision?
I would like it to be built by the community, so that's why I started to reach out, for example, to Superfarm. They have been very successful on both creating games and NFTs. So I think that we need to find a strong partner. I think we are strong into managing liquidity, managing the bonds, managing the system, and so on. I want to decentralize this as much as possible. So with a strong partner that focuses exclusively on the gaming side, we can expand even further the reach.
Sweet. Thank you so much.
Fireman, hop in.
Hey, first of all, I appreciate your time, Danny. Sorry if this question's been asked before. I was watching the YouTube live stream when y'all started the Twitter Spaces, and it cut off right when you were explaining the APYs on staking time. So, if you don't mind, could you just briefly overview what were you finishing up on YouTube with it?
Yeah, so I did at the beginning of the Twitter space, but I will repeat. Every time someone buys time from us, so via bond, the revenue generated by those sales goes to the MIM UST stakers. So the more that gets hit, so the more people buy it, the more the APY goes up.
So in a nutshell, the APY is driven by bond purchases or minting of time through the treasury.
Got it. Thank you so much.
DeFi finance with the punk. There you go.
Yeah, just wondering if NFTs fit into the ecosystem at all, either lending or borrowing. That's pretty much my question.
You mean on Abracadabra?
Yeah, if you can foresee ERC 721 or 1155, like staking and lending and such like that.
So I tell you what we are developing that was not out. So it's alpha time. So basically, we started by looking into private OTC lending. Private OTC lending, I think, is something that nobody has done and executed on a high level. So, and there is a lot of people that, for example, want to short a certain asset, know a friend that have it, and they're like, oh, yo, can you borrow me this? And I would like to create this kind of deploy by yourself markets with whitelisting, just like an OTC on AirSwap. So you can decide which asset you will supply and which asset will get borrowed against, right? So, for example, I don't know, let's say that I want to short compound, and then you have some comp, you supply it, I give you MIM, and this will be powered by Magic Internet Money, right? So I borrow your comp and I can short it, and in the meantime, we can set up a fixed rate for that. This fits very well into allowing also peer-to-peer borrowing and lending via a sort of order book for NFTs, and especially high-level, high-quality NFTs. And the people will be able to do offering and offer their NFTs with a certain condition and accept other conditions of a lender, and then match in between each other in a peer-to-peer, pure peer-to-peer way, so the risk is not shared. So someone wants it's okay with that specific NFT to take it potentially at a lower price or a certain liquidation price. Then, if and those loans will be, instead of price based, will be time based. So if by the time of expiration the certain loan has not been covered, then the NFT goes to the lender.
That's awesome. Thank you for that.
Welcome.
All right. Retail M, your name's cut off. You're up.
Thank you, Danny, for your time. Just wondering about, given MIM and UST, Terra USD are sort of the only real decentralized stablecoins out there. And I saw your tweet about the potential collab there. I was wondering, how do you see like the relationship between MIM and UST? Do you see them as like competitors?
Mm-hmm.
Like how would the future like between the two sort of look like?
I think.
What are your thoughts?
So I think we don't compete, and I think it's time for the market to transition from a three-pool dominated situation to a new decentralized pair that can be used for other protocols to build upon, that can be USD and Magic Internet Money. Why is that? Because we are two different coins. Like USD is an algo stable coin. It uses an algorithm via Luna that burns and mints and stuff. So it's very different, and I don't see it as a competitor at all. So it's actually a very interesting collateral asset for us, because it can still provide the leverage that we want to provide to our users on stablecoin farming without overcommitting to centralized coins, to have them as a backing, as collateral inside of Magic Internet Money. So I'm utterly bullish on this. I think we can mint billions of Magic Internet Money with Terra, and we can grow together to crazy amount. And we can really put the Terra Luna system to test, and I'm really looking forward to collaborate with their amazing team.
Awesome. Thank you so much.
Excellent. How about Meta D?
Hey guys. Hey, first of all, Daniele, thank you for your amazing projects and your talent, and thank you, Hero Raps, for all your content. That's awesome. Daniele, I have a question on your vision of the future state of the cross-chain liquidity infrastructure. Different DAOs are building like different projects. How do you see that play out, like in aggregation?
Well, I think that till now we didn't really have a stable coin that would allow projects to build a truly multi-chain deployments with treasuries especially. So I think that Magic Internet Money will empower this decentralized autonomous organization to move towards a more inclusive multi-chain world. So that's how I see it.
Nice. Excited for that. Thank you very much.
Jack, you're up, sir.
Hi, Danny. Thanks for your time. So with both Time and Spell, we've seen some really innovative ideas for the DeFi space. Spell being yield as collateral, and then Time with this kind of new backed, not pegged system. how do you come up with the ideas? How do you understand what's viable and what's worth pursuing? And are there any ideas that are attractive to you in the future?
Well, it's not a secret that my best ideas come out from my throne when I go to take a good dump. That's my secret, sir. Every morning, cigarette and coffee. No. No.
You're killing me.
That's the true secret of domination. Like, no, it's very hard to tell you how does the creative process look like. Sometimes I just smoke a massive blunt and I think about everything and it just happens, dude. That's how it is. I'm a DJ. The reality is that I'm always in the market. Like the fact that I dedicate my life to look into stuff. Like my day looks like mostly like 50% research or even 70% research. I look at everything that is happened. I look and read everything that is new. I try to figure out new interaction. I look at the blockchain and I see what other people do. I ask my friends what is happening in the alpha groups, what are they doing, what kind of strategies are they doing, and I try to put all this puzzle together to try to always anticipate the next trends. That's why I think Spell has been growing so well, and soon you will see with ICE how that will translate into LPing. But you always want to try to anticipate the market, and you want to try to give opportunity to the market and not offer the same things. So that's, I think, the key of creativity. Be creative, try things, don't be afraid to try, because then, and also don't be afraid to say that it doesn't work. Like, how many things I've done in my entire life that sucked? Dude, pile of shit. Like, I've done a pile of shit and put more pile of shit on top. And that's the part of the adventure, right? Yeah, you can't be right all the time. I'm almost never right. Like, I'm almost all the time wrecked. So just look at my investments. I suck. No. So a part of being lucky that I decided to not to keep holding the Bitcoin for a very long time, I fucking dumped Ethereum in 2016. So I sold the Solana at 40 when I bought it at 2. Yeah, it went good, but I am not any oracle of greatness. I just try to put together things that are necessary and try to do it in the way that empowers the people. Because as we said today, I'm a people Maxi. I'm not a chain Maxi. And I would like that everybody starts to gather this mentality that together we are one, that it doesn't matter which chain you're on. Just by the fact that you are participating in DeFi in your own way, even buying dog coins on Pancake or whatever, or shit coins everywhere, you're still part of a movement that seeks to empower people in a financial way to reach goals that humanity has tried to reach forever. So, and the time is now. The time is now. We can do it.
Yeah, I don't think we can overstate the value of that concept, that people Maxi, door open, mind open. I've many times, despite how busy you are, I've seen you just tell people on Twitter, yeah, DM me, I'm open to it, let's try it out. And it reminds me of my favorite quote, one of my favorites with Thomas Edison, right? I didn't fail 1,000 times to discover and invent the light bulb. I discovered 1,000 ways how not to, right? Move fast and break shit. And you've really taken that to task a few months publicly. I'm sure for much longer privately.
I feel like the biggest obstacle that I had to overcome was the big hit that it had on my morale, the popsicle hack. I think that was like the most difficult challenge that I have had in my entire life, because when you dedicate so much effort, into something, and then very, very fast, very quickly, in a few hours, it seems like the whole thing just burned down. It's like arriving to your your new house or whatever that you love so much, and it's just burning. Like it's burning, and it doesn't matter how much water you throw at it; it just keeps burning. Like you can't do anything, and that feeling of being powerless is just right. Like when they just steal something from you in the street, and I think that has made me so much stronger in a way. And it's not just about like the attention, the additional attention that you put into the details, but the driver. Like in a way, yes, it beat me down very, very hard. But at the same time, as soon as I realized that I had to get that money back to the people, because they were my friends, they are my friends, right? I see everybody that has invested or is following me or comment me or is in our Discord, as we were like a very big extended family, and just the fact that some guy or woman or whatever stole some money from them because of my fault. It made me rethink how much do I care about the people, and it really gave me then after this stronger energy to just raise back and fight harder and just get till the last round. Like it doesn't matter if I get KO'd, in the fight. But I want to be KO'd if it happens at the last round. I want to fight it all. I want to fight it till the end, till the bell rings. And it doesn't matter if I lose the fight. I'm going to fucking fight till the end. And when the other day we reached a certain market cap and my allocation that I pledged could cover the hack and more, it was like really one of the happiest moments of my life, and I actually disconnected for a few hours when that happened, and I went out for a walk and I smoked a few cigarettes, and I was thinking about the journey, like and when the old man tell you like, oh, it's always about the journey, how do you arrive to certain goals, to certain destinations. But it is true. Like it's always like this. Like when you grow up, when you're very young, you challenge your parents, you challenge everybody because it's in your DNA to try to make it on your own. But in some way, some stuff stuck with you, and the journey thing is so important. And for me, the journey that has been from the popsicle hack to today has been so intense that it looks like yesterday, but at the same time so beautiful because I did it with you guys. Like I've met you guys, and we are here now, and this is all these people now are listening, and I don't know all of you, but I would love to meet each individual one of you. And the reality is that it's just getting started, and it's exciting as fuck, and maybe we are at the beginning of the rounds. Maybe we are at the last rounds. I not can know, but I can guarantee you one single thing, that no matter where we are in the fight, I'm going to punch it all as hard as I can. Because the energy that it comes to me is because of you. It's not because of me. Like I when I really mean it when I say like together we are one, because like everything that we are going to achieve today and we have achieved and we will achieve in the future is because we are a group of people, of like-minded people that, of course, want to make money, but deep down, when they made it, they will think about how they want to use that money. And I think that it has such a power to change things when we generate this kind of wealth within a community, and the amount of good things that we can do with that money is outstanding. This year, I have donated a lot of money in charity, in personal charity projects, and I have talked with Jörn, and another thing that people is not counting about the revenues that Abracadabra generates is the shared fees that we have with Jörn. So we are earning 50% of the Jörn fees on more than 700 million TVL, which is millions of dollars more, which we are not accounting. One of the votes that I want to put down, and what I told Jörn from the beginning, is that as that is some extra, I would call it like a benediction for having that extra yields, that extra thing that doesn't really change our business model. I wanted to propose to the DAO to take a part of it, maybe 10%, 20%, 50%. We can vote on that to create a foundation or some legal entity that can go and impact the lives of people, because at the end we are generating life-changing wealth every fucking day, and we are changing already life of people that have been investing and entering this beautiful DeFi movement and the Frog Nation or whatever. But what about if we could extend this willingness to change things to a more daily, actionable, like tangible way of doing charity that is based on the experience, and there is such a large community that I'm sure that we will get so many people trying to help and gather around, making such a beautiful impact all around the world, and it could be an example of what real benefit it can come out from people being together, right? So,
thank you so much.
Yeah, no, it's emotional to think about it, and you just touched on so many things. I don't think I could follow that up with anything near what you just captured. But as far as the journey goes, it starts out, I think, for a lot of people with, hey, can I level up? Can I make it? Can I get out of debt? Can I get out of worrying about my bills? And I went through that in 2017 and 2018. And then you get to a point where you hit that first goal. And then, like everyone says, right, it's not about that initial goal you set. It's really that journey. And I've gotten to a point, and much like Messi spoke about 2 weeks ago, where you start to think bigger. You say, okay, I've done well. Can I help my family? Can I help my friends? Can I reach even further? And with you in the position of leadership you're in that mentality, I really look forward to seeing what the fruits of the broader success of Abracadabra and ICE and all that could mean, right? You build a community, and like you say, if you can bootstrap all of them, and then they've all got that mentality, I think there's a real opportunity there to change the world in a more meaningful way than perhaps yachts and champagne. As much as I enjoy that stuff, not that I've ever been on a yacht, but you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, definitely. Like for my birthday, that is gonna be the 28th of November. I'm trying to go to Bali, because I have a school that I have built there with many children that don't have parents, and I'm really looking forward if somebody that is here on the stream, that if they want to come over, give some hand and help these children physically. I'm not saying like sending money or anything, because I already taken care of that. It's more like if you want to like take a holiday trip with your wife or your girlfriend or whatever, or even alone, and you want to go to a beach and relax a couple of weeks, and then you want to shoot me a DM, we can go do some cool stuff there and help some people together. So it would be nice.
That's the ticket, man. Money doesn't buy happiness, but there's things you can do with that money that will. And I was a teacher of primary grade students for about 7 years, and worked in group homes and made $12 an hour. Like, I feel you. And I just had a baby, so I don't think I can come there physically with you yet, but I love it. And now I want to build a school. I'm going to add that to my list, or just
let's go.
Yeah, that's it, man.
Let's go.
If you're not giving back, what are you giving, right? Let's get to the next question. Messi, you kind of set us a time limit. Danny, how are you feeling about your time? I know this is your day off. It is crypto, so there may not be
I
such
didn't
thing.
take the day off because, as I mentioned on the YouTube stream, I got waken up by Alameda and everybody talking about insolvency of cauldrons and stuff. I started being like, Jesus, help
the second
me.
you said day off, you basically guaranteed there would be a crash in prices and you'd have to work.
Guaranteed. Isn't it like funny? Like it's just like it's really how it should be.
Right at resistance. We all want to take a day off as traders too, and it's not the one. But if you're comfortable, maybe we'll take a couple more questions and look to wrap us up here. It's been about
I feel
2.5
like
hours.
these things are so important because if we establish a connection, I'm not I don't know what is some sort of green avatar on Twitter. I'm an actual person, and I'm really looking forward to your question and talking with you all, sirs. And because at the end of the day, I'm not here without you. So I am, all my time is dedicated to you when I build, when I think about stuff, when I take a dump with my phone, reading shit.
Well, hey, you have my word that I'll be having a long chat with my internet provider, and we'll get you back on a much more stable stream sometime soon. But in the meantime, let's take a couple questions here. It sounds like you've got some time. 10 Delta, Triangle, DP, and then J Snack, or whatever the rest of that name is.
Grazie per tutto. So my question is basically related to, your last point, speaking about coordinating the capital that, we're making in this whole movement, which is crypto. It's amazing the amount of money that we're all making, and I guess majority of us have a vision of improving the world, as you're saying, and that relates back to the point of DAOs, right? In my mind, it seems like the perfect vehicle for coordinating all this capital. Forming a DAO. So, what do you think about the Frog DAO? Is that something that you have in mind? Is that something that we could maybe be expecting in the future in order to make all these projects and the whole vision a reality? What do you think about that?
Yeah. So I think that, yes, I think that we should do something like that. And I think it should be truly open. So it shouldn't have any team allocation. I should be investing along you. And the DAO should represent the shares of treasury that are burnable. And always any participant can claim a part of the treasury to certain conditions, maybe with some locks or something like that, to be truly transparent and not like other DAOs that have been tried out that actually sell a part of the treasury, but they expect people to pay a premium based on the treasury or the revenues or whatever. So we can really get the high level of coordination, and I think the key part of building these new DAOs is to have a model that implements both digital identity NFTs, for example, together with the treasury and tokens. So tokens representing treasury. The mix of those create an interesting dynamic on voting for more social things by identity and not money weight. So it creates opportunity for everybody to be heard. So it's a group of people that can coordinate certain actions and at the same time relies on financial decisions with a large chunk of the treasuries relates to the token that can trade on the different pricing and can be redeemed, etc. So you can have this duality on relying on both democracy in the way of individuals and money talks kind of thing, right? So you can really create this interesting dynamic. And I've been exploring a lot, for example, the Loot project and all this kind of thing, which I think are very interesting because you could create a digital identity in which a certain ID factors are hard-coded, and you can create profile pictures and projects on top of that for the community, and at the same time can carry certain messages, for example, KYCs and things like that are just done by third parties to prove that you are a human, It can be even automated in a certain way with like AI or things like that. So it doesn't really reveal any identity, but it says that you are a human, and that could be just connected to your own address. And these open up the exploration of on-chain democracy and how to effectively create DAOs for social impact and crowdfunding.
Grazie mille. I mean, I'm looking forward to that future. And all the other projects and amazing things that you'll be building. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Thanks for the great question. And we've got Jay up next.
Yes, hi. I just want to say I think that 10 Delta had a fantastic idea. And to take it a step further, I think you do have a lot of potential to make DAO operations more of like a mercenary charity sort of thing. I think I speak for all of us when I say that raid culture is kind of like a part of the frog persuasion. So whatever DAO structure you set up, a lot of us, I think, would be in support of like spontaneous bursts of charity. My primary question was around the Wonderland ecosystem, and you've hinted previously about potentially integrating guild elements or RPG developments or NFT drops. And I was wondering if you could speak a little bit more about how you plan to develop the Wonderland time ecosystem, or what your ideal is for that.
Yeah. So as I mentioned before, maybe it wasn't on the stream, but anyways, I think one of the reasons of our success has been being able to select partners across the board that could take that are specialized in certain areas of development. I am not a specialist in RPGs or anything. The community might be, but I think it's worth exploring specific partnerships with stronger projects on the side of NFTs and gaming to make sure that time becomes a broader use case for gaming. For example, I mentioned games, they have multiple NFTs and they're an ecosystem built for that, so we could make grants or something like that. So this kind of vision of just including other entities that can have or not have a token, it doesn't matter, for helping us building multiple projects on top and having time and memories as the backbone, economical backbone of those projects.
Awesome. Thank you.
Excellent. We've got Captain raising his hand up next. Go ahead.
Thank you, Artie. Daniel, sir, the first time we heard is after I heard or joined in the spaces after the popsicle hack. And there's no looking back. Thank you for doing these spaces. I mean, you're killing it. More power to you. We all fucking love you, sir. With that, I could not hear completely on your thoughts on taking Wonderland to Phantom. Can you expand on that, Daniela?
Yes. So I think multi-chain bonding and multi-chain things like that, it's a little bit out of reach at the moment with the current technology. I haven't really figured it out yet, but it might be something that I will in the future. So I have been thinking a lot on how do I create instead useful experience and meaningful participation on other chains through the economical advantages of Wonderland. And the way that we have developed this, and the way also I have suggested to do with the Olympus DAO, is to bring on other chains a wrapper that includes the rebase. So it's the same that we use as collateral, that is WMemo and WSOM, for example. And this wrapper becomes a part of an interesting liquidity provider token together paired with another coin. But additionally, it allows people, of course, to participate to the rebase from another chain, and even broader the amount of participant into the Wonderland ecosystem. But more importantly, it allows us to create a gamification of lotteries and, for example, enter the rarity game ecosystem. That is something that one of the reasons why Phantom, right? I love Andre, I want to participate and help, and also make the lottery available as a new feature on another chain.
No, great. Thank you, sir. We love you. Thank you so much.
Thank you, sir. I love you too.
All right, and we've got perhaps Capybara up next.
Hey, first, Danny, thanks a lot for doing this stuff. Two things. I just first want to say that it's so nice to hear someone in the space that is doing this stuff for the greater good. And, the reason why I want to do well in crypto is to actually better everyone around me. And I know I don't really give a shit about having a boat. Just the stuff you're doing really lines up with my sort of MO with this whole crypto stuff, and just thank you for that. And so the second thing is, do you have any plans for more Abracadabra integration on Avalanche, like staking and doing stuff with MIM on Curve? Thanks.
Yeah. So yes, I do, but as long as I don't have the factory to be able to deploy a Curve pool, I can't. So I'm kind of stuck. So that's one of the reasons why we don't have incentives yet on Avalanche, spell incentives. I think that there is a big potential on the Avalanche ecosystem. If not, I would have not decided to deploy a world project that is now in the top 150 projects in crypto by market cap. At the same time, I think the next thing that we're going to deploy in days, probably maybe tomorrow or tonight, I don't remember, but is XJO as collateral. So we can enable a Joe to expand into the ecosystem of Abracadabra. Additionally, I have discussed a lot with Chainlink for adding Chainlink oracles to Magic Internet Money. It has been quite complex because their expectation at the beginning of the integration wasn't that we were going to be a 1.8 billion supply coin. So it's massive. And they had to do more security integration checks, etc. But it's very likely coming next week. By the end of next week, deploying on Arbitrum, BSC, Phantom, Avalanche, and Ethereum. That means that Magic Internet Money will be one of the few assets that you can encounter everywhere, being able to create following and branding and a lot of cool stuff. So yes, I will push always every ecosystem. We have also deployed in Mover, is another ecosystem which I'm very interested on. I'm pretty interested on Kusama. And additionally, we have added 2 experts to the team in Rust for Solana and Terra Luna, because if I want to be a true multi-chain protocol, I need to be able to deploy on non-EVM ecosystems, which would be a first for any protocol worldwide, to be able to be both on EVM and non-EVM and have that compatibility. It's just fantastic, and it's something I'm really looking forward to do, and is a real focus for us.
Thanks, Danny. Again, just appreciate you trying to help us all make it, and I think we all have the same thing in mind, and we will make it. Thanks again.
Appreciate the question. And as we come up here, we're about 2.5, almost 3 hours into our live stream / Twitter Spaces.
Maybe we take,
Danny,
maybe we take the last 2 questions and
let's call it.
close.
Yeah, let's call it last 2. We'll wrap for today. You have made it clear that you're willing to hop back on with us, connect with us. We'll do that. Here Labs live anytime you want, really, and we have Twitter Spaces available.
You're my favorite people, sirs.
Well, hey, I appreciate that, and we're here for you anytime you want a platform. Let's go with $Karun and Therese. I see your hands up. Sorry to anyone who doesn't get their question today. There will be other opportunities. Go ahead, Karun.
Hey, Danny. Dude, that's so awesome that I can even like speak directly to you. This is amazing. First, I want to say thank you for everything that you're doing. Everything that you've said today resonates with me. The fact that you're quote unquote people Maxi is something I've never heard a dev in crypto say, and that's like super special. And what you're doing is like so powerful. So I invest in projects, but more so I invest in like the teams or the team. And I've been in Ren for a while, and I received the ice drop a while back. So my question is, what plans do you have, if any, with like the Ren protocol?
Very good question, sir. So you were one of the dark nodes in the airdrop, yeah?
Yeah, that's correct, man. That's awesome. Part of the Ren team, yeah, for sure.
Yeah, that's really awesome. So unfortunately, what has happened is that you know that I am like a hammer, so I need to move, you know, and Ren, it's coming in. I don't know if I can disclose this. I don't know. Well, what the fuck? I'm gonna say it, but they have.
At least we're not recording this anymore.
Well, it doesn't matter. I mean, they didn't tell me it's the fucking NDA, so like. But they have deployed Magic Internet Money in their new version for Terra and Solana, as I understood. So, boom, boom, boom. You know?
Going back to how sad I am that this alpha.
Yeah, I saw that, man. Thank you so much, Danny.
Appreciate it, crew. Therese, to wrap us up today, what do you got?
Hi there, Danny.
Ciao.
So like, yeah, the protocols are incredibly amazing, and like just the inspiration that you provide to the community, and the fact that you talk about being a human maxi, like I can see this whole Occupy DeFi movement creating tons and tons of artwork that surrounds Wonderland, Abra, Popsicle Finance, whatever it may be. And I'm wondering if there would be a way for somehow like some sort of royalty to be automatically from NFT sales be bonded into Wonderland and grow that treasury, or maybe to like the Frog DAO. I don't know, like just kind of yeah.
Yeah, I think I think really the ultimate, like at the end of the journey, like now I have too much shit to deliver, you know, like literally it's a lot of like a lot of founders I think make the mistake of not having enough trust on other people. I like people, so I want to scale, and we are in that phase in which we need to scale. Like we need to move from a Danny-centric kind of decision making across the teams to a more distributed workforce. You know, I can't do everything kind of situation. Right? And as we move away from this, Danny, what you think this, what we should do here, how the contract should be made here, etc., etc., and as we expand with new talent, which has been incredible, how like a lot of people have issues in hiring in DeFi, especially and in crypto, but I've been very, very lucky that many developers have been following us, and they're part of the Frog Nation, you know, and they wanted to participate and had the chance to work with us. And we have found talent that has been working on the Ethereum Foundation, has been working on Solana stuff, and things like that, and is really outstanding. So as we scale to the next billion, you know, my time will be more available. I already can feel it, even though I'm very busy. I can already feel that slowly I'm getting distressed. You know what I mean? Like not distressed in the meaning like less stress. I'm getting less messages of stuff that doesn't need so much of my attention, and I can focus more on the business development and partnerships and the communication and making sure that all our products are out there and received in the way that they should be. And as this continues over the course of the next weeks, I'm sure that my time will start to be open to start discussing, at least with all you guys as a community effort, on how the DAO of the future should look like and how should we do it.
Awesome. Thank you, man. Yeah, you're amazing, and I hope to see you in Bali, man. Take care.
Ciao, man.
Okay, guys, and that wraps up our question period of today. And Danny, I really appreciate your time, and you've really dropped more than alpha, more than an explanation of really what your projects are doing and all perhaps what we expected. And me personally, I'm sure a lot of people are feeling it right now, is this feeling of inspiration. And one of the final thoughts that I think I'll share today as we wrap up is perhaps one of the greatest counter arguments to crypto that I faced in my early days from my cynical uncle, a boomer, no doubt, was, well, won't the same old people that are in power with the same old corruption and the same old corrupt finance, won't they just swoop into this new paradigm and it'll just be the same old shit all over again? And I think after our chat today, it's really given me a sense of hope that with the right leadership and the right people in place, leading a DAO structure, inspiring a new generation, that we can actually do better than just pay our debts, buy our parents a house, but we can perhaps change the world and take this new paradigm of finance in a direction that we can all be proud of.
Beautiful.
On the spaces, on the stream, you've dropped so many valuable thoughts, and really the people Maxi is my biggest takeaway. I absolutely love it. I think I'm going to add that hashtag to my profile today.
And guys, look, 1,400 people in here. That's huge. I mean, come on. I just look. I wanted to thank Danny for being here. I want to thank you for your time. Yeah, I'm very, very privileged to call you a friend, and I look forward to continuing to be your friend. You know, you've made such a big impact on this community. It's funny how legends are born in this space, but you know, they just kind of come out of nowhere. And you know, you most certainly have secured your legacy as a legend in this space. Well done, sir. Thank you so much for everything, from me, from everybody that's listening. Just know that you know you have the Frog Nation behind you. You know, we are here to support you. We are here for you, and we thank you and appreciate you so much.
Thank you very much. It's really beautiful to feel this participation from all of you, and the energy that comes to me for doing better and better and better. So I'm looking forward to be again here. I'm very happy that I have met you, Danny, and RT. It's part of this journey. It's been really beautiful, and I'm really looking forward to do even more cool stuff together. So thank you, everybody.
Absolutely.
Have a nice evening and weekend.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Take care. And thank you guys all for joining.
Smoke you a fat blunt. Until next time, guys. Adios.
Yeah. And if you want to catch our next live stream on Hero Labs, it's HXRO Labs on YouTube. And we'll have Danny on soon to discuss, hopefully, right after Popsicle Finance 2 goes live. Take care, everybody. Have a great night.